In this video tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to create a sort of faded background to go behind some of your pictures of hybrid animals. And what I'm going to use is the masking tool, the raster mask, and I'm also going to use something called the gradient tool. And just as I'm planning to go ahead with this, I'm going to delete the layer where I've done that, just so we can show you from scratch how it works. We can show you from scratch. I can show you from scratch, sorry. So I've got an image of Dartmoor. I found this by going to Google. Pretty straightforward. I've right-clicked on the image and copied it. I'm now going to go back into Photo P and I'm going to press Control and V and it's created a new layer. I'm going to call the layer Dartmoor. You might have this as the top layer, and if you go to either Edit and Free Transform, or you hold Control Alt and T together on your keyboard, you should be able to resize it by tweaking the little sort of corner bits there. Make it wider than the actual canvas. The canvas is the white area you can see there, and you can move it around to adjust where you want it to go. Don't do anything silly like just stretching it though, because that looks really hideous and can often really negatively impact upon the quality of the image you're producing. Always make sure you try and keep it in as much perspective, or the original perspective, as possible. Right, as you notice, that's over the catfish, so I'm going to put it underneath it. So by going to the layers panel, and it's there, and obviously my catfish is sort of floating around at the moment. Oh, hang on, made a mistake there. So make sure I'm selecting and I'm moving around. The select tool is there. Now I wanted to show you, if I click on the Dartmoor layer, we need to add a thing called a mask, but I'm going to show you what happens if you don't use a mask firstly. And we want to use this tool called the gradient tool, and it fades whatever colour's there into whatever colour's there. So if I click on gradient tool and I just draw a line, I'll get a fade from white to black. Okay, that's quite cool, but and actually if we did it with purple, for example, white to purple, you get this kind of effect. This is really cool for filling shapes in. If you do want to do that, just go for it, right? But actually I'll show you a separate tutorial on how to do that, but I'm going to just undo for the time being. I want to trick it by using a thing called a mask. And what that does is anything white is fully opaque, so that part of the image will stay fully opaque. But anything that's got the black subtones in it will be made transparent. How we do that is we put this thing called a mask on it. So by clicking there at the bottom where it says Add Raster Mask, you've got this thing called a mask now, and it's linking the image to the mask as one layer. Now, when I use the gradient tool, as I said to you, where it fades from white to black, instead where the white is, the image will be solid still, but where it's black, the image will be transparent. So we draw a line from about there to there. You see it goes transparent. If I go from about here to here, it fades. So if we go to the boundary of the image, it fades a lot better. And there you go. So that's using the masking and the gradient in order to create a faded effect. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it. So that's it, and again I can click on there and I can click on my catfish and move it around wherever I want it to be, because remember you want lots of little hybrid animals dotted around here. I've not put many on there, but that's if you want to put like a sort of a background image that's fading using a gradient.